الله الرحمن الرحيم.
The dead don't know what's happening. They do not see what is happening.
There is a beautiful verse Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "O believers, do not have wilayah, do not follow the people that Allah's wrath has cast upon them. قَدْ يَأْسُوا مِنَ الْآخِرَةِ." These people are the ones who have no hope in Akhirah. Wahhabis, they say that we don't have hope in the people of the graves. They say, this Rasulullah, the grave is nothing. It's not important. It's not going to help you in any sense. So Allah says this is one of the qualities of the people of kuffar. This is one of the qualities of kafir, that they have no hope in the people of grave. Believing person believes that beyond this material body which is turned into dust, there is a soul. The believing person believes in Akhirah and believes that the prophets, they have life.
But in the Qur'an, it says to Prophet Muhammad that you cannot make those who are in the graves hear you.
How we say, the people in the grave, they don't hear because of the verse. And in the very verse, Allah says, "Inna Allah yusmi'u man yasha." So even if we accept and interpret the verse in a way that you intended, again, there is a specification for that. There is taqeed, there is takhsis, there is a specification that some of the dead will hear.
But even in Qur'an, chapter 27, verse 80, Prophet is told he cannot make the dead hear him. How about that verse?
Point is very important. If this verse was about dead people in the graves, so according to logic, what is the opposite side? You will make those who are living to hear. Allah says, "In tusma'u illa man yu'minu bi ayatina." You can make the person, only the person who believes in our verses, to hear you. What kind of isma is this? What kind of hearing is this? Hearing with benefit. You can only make a person who believes in Allah, in verses of Allah, to hear you, means to follow you, to listen to you. The story of Salih alayhi salam and Shuaib alayhi salam, when their nations were punished and destroyed, Qur'an says that these prophets went and talked to those destroyed cities and their dead people. They said to Salih, the Prophet Salih alayhi salam, that if you are a prophet, okay, you're saying that Allah will punish us, bring the punishment. If you are a prophet. So the earthquake seized them, and they lay lifeless in their homes. Those people, dead people. Then fatawalla anhum. So he abandoned them, Salih alayhi salam. فَقَالَ يَا قَوْمِ لَقَدْ أَبْلَغْتُكُمْ رِسَالَةَ رَبِّي. I delivered the message to you. وَنَصَحْتُ لَكُمْ. And I was well-wisher to you, I advised you. وَلَكِنْ لَا تُحِبُّونَ النَّاصِحِينَ. So you see that the Prophet is talking to dead people. This is something that even Mufassirin, they have mentioned that these prophets, they talk to the dead people. From the very first day till the time of Ibn Taymiyyah, nobody understood those verses in a way that to say that the person who is in Barzakh is not going to hear.
You use a verse that says to go to the Prophet and ask forgiveness on your behalf. But that verse was for people who can ask the Prophet directly, not after Prophet's death.
Ibn Taymiyyah in his book Majmu' al-Fatawa, volume 1, page 158. He says that there are some people who do ta'wil. This is these terms are very important. He says they do ta'wil. Ta'wil means to do some batani tafsir. Internal concept which is against the appearance of the term. This is ta'wil. Allah says in Qur'an that, O Prophet, when they committed sins, if they come to you and ask Allah for forgiveness, and ask Rasul to do istighfar for them, they will find Allah Tawwaban Rahim. He says that these people do ta'wil, and they say that if we call Allah in the name of the Prophet, it is like the Sahabi who used to go to the Prophet. Ibn Taymiyyah is about to say there is difference. Sahabi were going to the Prophet at the time that he was alive, and you are going to the Prophet at the time he is not alive. So to appeal to this verse, this is ta'wil. So the terming is very important. He said they are doing ta'wil, meaning that what I am saying is according to the appearance of the verse. What they are saying is against the appearance of the verse. While his claim is against the appearance of the verse. Because there is no limitation, there is no qaid, there is no naming and mentioning of hayat in the verse. So now you are saying that no, it is only for the lifetime of the Prophet. So you have to bring the argument for that. You have to bring this narrow understanding of Islam. They have caused all this hue and cry in the Islamic world. And from the very first day that Ibn Taymiyyah came with this nonsense, ulama of Islam talked against him. Ibn Hajar Haythami, his famous Sunni scholar, he has a book about the ziyarah of the qabr of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. الجوهر المنظم في زيارة قبر المكرم, page 148. He says, من خرافات ابن تيمية. This is from the superstitions that Ibn Taymiyyah brought. From خرافات ابن تيمية. التي لم يقلها عالم قبله. No alim said before him. He is Sunni. In his approach is Salafi. In his fiqh is Shafi'i. He says, and by his nonsenses he brought, he caused separation among the Muslims. إنه أنكر الاستغاثة والتوسل به صلى الله عليه وسلم وليس ذلك كما أفتى. While it is not the way that he says. بل التوسل حسن في كل حال قبل خلقه. Tawassul is good at any condition. Before the creation of the Prophet, referring to the story of Adam alayhi salam, when Adam appealed to the light of the nur of the Prophet. بعد خلقه, while he was in this dunya. في الدنيا والآخرة. Any moment you can do tawassul and istighatha to the Prophet.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.